Okay, so we're just going to take a look at some wrist warm-ups that are really good for your handstand practice. It's going to take a little while, so just going to try to follow along, copy the repetitions that I do, but it's very important that you condition the wrists. We obviously don't spend a lot of time on our hands, and the wrists can end up quite weak, and if we're going to start to do a lot of handstands and add a lot of volume to the wrists, it can quickly lead to injury if you don't look after the wrists and prepare them correctly. So first thing I'm going to do is just lock the fingers together, and you just do some circles. Okay, so just warming up the wrists, and you can change direction each way. Just move it around and start to warm up the wrist. You can then start to do some waves up and down, and again you can change direction. You can do this for high volume repetitions and just really start to feel out the wrists. I'm really trying to bend the wrists and move them around as I do these waves backwards and forwards. Okay, give them a little bit of a shake, twist them out, move them around. Just to get some blood flow, we can start to do some contract and relax. So I'm just going to make some fists, and then I'm going to really squeeze hard and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. We go again, squeeze really hard, tension, hard as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. We'll do one more time. Squeeze really hard, nice and strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax. Give them a little bit of a shake. Okay, so we're going to start first of all with the fingers pointing forward, keeping the palm of the hand down on the ground. We're going to try to lock the elbows here. Okay, so elbows are locked, and then you just start to rock backwards and forwards, and try and feel the stretch in the forearms, in the hands, and the wrist, depending on where you're tight, making sure the elbows stay locked. Once we've done about 10 rocks backwards and forwards, we're going to start to do circles. So I come back, and then I go over the right hand, go forward, come over the left hand, and we just come around. So we'll just do 5 circles in one direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we switch and go back the other way. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you can give them a little bit of a shake. The next one I'm going to do is going to be like some contract and relax. So the hands are going to be on the ground, and I'm going to be trying to think about pushing into the ground, okay? Like I'm extending the wrist in this position. So we push down really hard, and we're going to hold that contraction for about 10 seconds, and then we're going to relax, and we're going to try and go a little bit further. So I'll show you this one from the side. So I'm in a position where I'm here, fingers are pointing forward, I come forward, elbows are locked, I can feel the stretch here. Now I'm contracting, pushing the fingers into the floor as hard as I can. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Try and sink a little bit deeper. And we contract again. So squeeze. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Try and sink a little bit deeper. Last time. So we contract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. We sink a little bit deeper. Hold that stretch. Lock the elbows. And slowly come out. Give a little bit of shake off. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to just switch to a single hand. So I'm going to take the other hand and put it over the top here. And what I want to do is try to get some gapping first. So it's like I'm pulling away from here. So I'm making some gapping in the wrist, and then I'm going to lean up and over forward, and then I'm going to start to do my little side to side rocks, or I'm going to start to do circles here. Again, keeping the palm down and keeping the elbow locked. And we're just hunting around, okay? If you find certain areas that are tight, spend a bit more time there. Okay, if you find areas that are sore, just be careful. You don't want to push through the pain in this position, okay? So we just spend a little bit of time here, leaning as far forward as you can, really trying to stretch out the hand, hunt around in this position, okay? Once you finish that one, we lock this, we start with a little bit pull away, gapping in the wrist, then we lean over and forward, and then again we start to hunt and work on the wrist mobility. We'll work on the tight areas to move in and around in that position. So once you spend a little bit of time there, we're then going to come to just some first knuckle push-ups. So I want to put some weight in the hands here, and then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to push up into the first knuckles of the hand, and we come back down. So again, keeping the elbows locked, lifting up depending on the mobility in the fingers, and then rolling the hands back down and making sure there's some weight in the hands. I don't want to be back here. I want to be leaning forward, stacking the shoulders, just going up and down there, pushing into the floor, trying to feel stretch. I can hunt around a little bit here, moving side to side, put more weight on particular fingers, just really start to stretch the hands out in those first knuckle push-ups. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this hand and we're going to put it over the first knuckle. So now I can come in this position where I can lift up here, and I can actually start to bring this knee up and really start to push and try and get some good extension in the fingers here. So I'm pushing down, keeping the first knuckles in touch, and I'm just using that knee there to push in and try and get some extension in the fingers and feel a good stretch. Again, I can hunt around on the different fingers and apply weight in a slightly different area, keeping the elbow locked, just finding that stretch. We'll do the other one. Hand goes on top of the knuckles, we lift up, we bring the knee in there, we try to put as much force in there and keep pushing the knuckles into the ground, and just try to feel the stretch in the fingers, okay? Keeping the elbow locked, moving around, finding tightness, taking the shoulder forward, and just getting a good stretch into those fingers. Okay, so now we're just going to start to work a little bit on the finger strength. So I'm going to start with the pinky fingers, just putting them into the ground, and I'm just pushing down and applying some pressure into the floor. So pushing down nice and hard, I should feel the pressure in the pinky fingers. Hold for sort of 20 seconds. And then move on, okay? Next finger, straight down, push, feel the pressure. You should see the fingernails turn white. You're pushing down into the floor, keeping the fingers locked. Again, roughly 20 seconds. Switch, middle finger. Pushing down, applying that pressure. 20 seconds. Okay, next finger, pushing down, pointing finger. Okay, last one, thumbs. Apply the pressure, push down. Shake off. Okay, so next we're going to do some palm circles. So we want to be trying to put pressure around the palm. In this one we can let the elbows bend just a little bit. So I'm just drawing pressure here, doing some circles, feeling the weight move into the first knuckle, across, back into the palm, round, and obviously we can change directions here. We spend a little bit of time really sort of working around the palm, pushing into the ground, keeping the weight over the hands, doing some circles. After we've done that, we're going to switch around, so internal rotation, turn the hands in as much as you can, and again we can start to just sort of hunt around in this position. Keep the elbows as locked as you can, move forward, move back, side to side, pushing into the ground, hunting for the tighter areas. Try not to work through the painful areas, just play on the edge of them. Okay. Okay, the next one we're going to do is we're again internally rotating, we're locking in this position, and then what I want you to do is you can start to come here and then sort of twist the body. So you'll start to feel the stretch in the forearm. So I'm in this position, locking down the arm, and then I'm just going to turn the shoulders. So in this instance, I'm turning clockwise just a little bit, and then I'll start to feel the stretch, and we'll just hang out there. Don't go too far, just move the shoulders slightly so you can feel the stretch and the rotation happening in the forearm. Just sort of hold that stretch, 30 seconds. Bring the shoulders back, slowly come out. We switch and go again. So internally rotate here, lock it down. Now anti-clockwise, so I start to rotate the shoulder. And I'll start to feel the stretch in the forearm. Keep pushing down. Again, roughly 30 seconds here. Slowly come back out, a little bit of a shake. Now we're going to put the fingers to the side. And we're just going to go side to side with the shoulders. If this feels okay, then you can start to bring the hands in. The closer in you bring the hands, the deeper the stretch you're going to be able to get as you rock side to side. Again, try to feel the weight coming into the knuckles. Take the shoulder out over the fingertips here as we go. We can also do some PNF here, so I could get to this position, and again, like we were doing before, I'm thinking about pushing the hand into the ground. So I'll come across to this side and I contract and push down, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, try and sink deeper. Again, contract and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sink deeper. Last time, contract, hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, try and sink a bit deeper. Slowly come out, we'll switch across to the other side. So you find that end range first. Once you've sort of found it, again we contract, we push down. Fingertips should be wide. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We relax the contraction and then we sink deeper. And then we contract again. So holding again for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Try and sink a bit deeper. Last time, contract. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Try and sink deeper. Slowly come out. Again, just shake it off. Do some circles with the wrists. Get them moving again. Okay, so we just did the internal. Now we're going to do external rotation, and the fingers are pointing back. So then I'm just going to start to do some rocks in this position, keeping the elbows locked, keeping the palms down. We just start to rock backwards and forwards. Feel a nice stretch down the front of the palm there. And then once we've done a few rocks, we can just sit and hold, so you spend a bit of time in the stretch position. Now, a way to make this a little bit deeper is I can actually start to let the palms come off, and I can actually start to bend the elbows, okay? So this will change the stretch just a little bit. So again, now the weight is in the first knuckle, palms are off the ground, elbows are bent, and try to squeeze the elbows in towards each other just a little bit, and you'll start to feel that stretch move a little bit further up the forearm in this position. So again, just hold. Slowly come out of that. A little bit of a shake again. Then we can go back into this external position here, okay? And we can again block here, and then I can just start to do some movements through the elbow, okay? So I'm just going to get that rotation. So I twist this way and I can feel a little bit of a stretch, and then I twist this way and I can feel a bit of a stretch. So I start to move through here, just twisting and hunting. And obviously I can sit back a little bit further, change the angle and where the weight is, but twist either way, sit back a little bit further, and just again, we're hunting for the tight areas, spending a little bit of time there, Really trying to lengthen that out. Keep pushing down with the other hand so you keep the palm on the ground. So again, externally rotate, just block the hand here, and again, twist this way, sit back a little bit further, twist this way, come back this way, sit back a little bit further, still pushing down here, just hunting again for the tight areas, really trying to get a good stretch in the forearm, slowly come back out, a little bit of a shake. Notice my hands have gone really red now, so obviously starting to get a lot of good blood flow down into the wrists and into the fingers, which is a good thing obviously before we start doing all of our handstand practice. Okay, so next we're going to move to the back of the hands. So just go side on so you can see what I'm doing here. So I'm placing the back of the hands down on the ground, and I'm going to walk my knees up and place my knees on my palms in this position. Okay, so I'm applying some pressure there. Keeping the elbows locked, I can start to sit back. So just go slowly, and when you start to feel the stretch, you can just play on that range of motion. To keeping the elbows locked, start to do some rocks. About 10 rocks. Once you've done 10, we'll sit in the stretch. Elbows are staying locked, so externally rotate the shoulder. Sit back and feel the stretch. Hold for about 30 seconds. Okay, and then when you come out, just slowly come out of that. Take your time. Just get the wrists obviously moving again. Then what we're going to do is we're just going to start to apply some pressure. So we're on the back of the hand here, and we can just start to walk this way, applying as much pressure as you can handle. Once you've walked as far as you can that way, then just start to walk back. Again, keeping the elbows locked. How far around can you walk the hands? Okay, applying some pressure, and then we slowly start to come back again. Once you've done one circle, where you've gone as far as you can in each direction, we're going to do it again, but this time I'm going to try to have the fingers bent. Okay, so I'm in this position, the fingers are bent, the range of motion might be a bit less. If I have to bend the elbows a little bit, I can, but do your best to keep the elbows locked. Again, keeping the fingers bent. We're walking back around the other way, applying pressure, fingers are up, feel the stretch. Slowly walk back again. This position, again, take some time. Just get the wrists moving again. Okay, so I'm going to start here with the elbow bent, the fingers bent, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this hand to try and bring the fingers all the way up close to the palm as much as I can. I'm holding the fingers there, and then just slowly I'm going to really start to try and straighten the elbow. Your way up, and then I can start to play here a little bit, not too much movement. This is quite a deep stretch, just take it easy depending on the flexibility that you have, and then I can start to bend the elbow and then come back out, releasing the fingers. So again, elbow starts bent, we're trying to fold the fingers up to touch the palm or get as close as we possibly can. We apply pressure there so it stays in a fist, and then we're trying to bring the elbow up and externally rotate. Okay, depending on your flexibility, if you're really tight, you might only end in this position, but you can still hunt here. If you can lock out the elbow, and you can start to move around in this position and just get a deeper stretch, bringing the shoulder across. Then when you're ready, just bend the elbow, take it back down, extend the fingers back, and again, just release the wrist just a little bit. Okay, so now that we've warmed up that wrist flexion, we're just going to do some wrist push-ups. So we'll just start in this position. We're going to stack the shoulders over the top, okay? And then all we want to try to do is just want to try to roll down the back of the hands and then roll up through the wrists. So we do 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep the weight stacked over. 6, as much weight in the wrist as you can. 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax out of that. A little bit of a shake. Okay, so now we're going to go out and in. So starting again, the same position here. As much weight as I can stack over the hands as possible. We roll out, and then here I want to try to roll the wrist in just a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, relax, shake them off just a little bit. And then we're just going to go into some finger push-ups. So we're in this position here, keeping the weight. We want to drive right up on top of the fingers, leaning forward, roll the hand back down, up onto the fingers, roll the hand back down, up onto the fingers. I'll just go to the side so you can sort of see what I'm doing here. So again, weight is stacked, I'm pushing up onto the fingers, okay, and then I'm rolling down through the fingers, first knuckle down, palm down, up onto the fingers, first knuckle down, palm down. This position here. In that position, okay. The last one we're going to do is just on the edge of the hands in this position. We're going to roll to the side, in, the side, in. 10, 3, 4. Put as much pressure in the hands as you can. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's a pretty comprehensive sort of wrist warm up. You know, the hands are going to be ready now for our handstands, but the more you practice this stuff and the more we can fit this into your routine before handstands or even on a rest day, you're just really going to start to strengthen the wrists. Okay, we apply a lot of different force, a lot of different angles on the wrists, and hopefully it's going to help with injury prevention with all of your handstand work. It'll also carry over to other gymnastics, your planche movement, all of your ring work. So it's a worthwhile exercise. Take your time, make sure you get the repetitions done, and just look after the wrists.